morning, Dryden. Good morning, Chris Pronger. Thanks so much for doing this. As you're aware, this is part of the Dream Committee initiative, and I think it's a real opportunity for us to bring a bit of a concreteness to the history of hockey in Dryden, and I'm hoping in the long run it'll inspire some of our youth when they see what some of Drydenites have done with their lives. So thanks, Chris.
Thank you. It's a great initiative.
So, Chris, just wondering, where are you now with your life? What are you doing with your life right now?
Let's see. I got hurt in 2011, 2012 in Philadelphia, moved back to St. Louis. I've been living in St. Louis for the last 10 years, raising my kids who are now 20. He's a sophomore at SMU in Dallas. I have an 18-year-old who's a senior in high school, and then I've got a daughter who's 14 and is in 8th grade. And right now I'm in my office and look at various investments and different business opportunities. My wife started a boutique luxury travel company, so I'm working with that. And just trying to stay busy and active and work out still and trying to rehab my knee that I had a total knee replacement 11 months ago. So I've been rehabbing that. All in all, just kind of living life and watching and raising kids.
Yes, I've been following you on Instagram, and you have a fabulous family. The one thing I'm going to comment on is your daughter's artwork. Absolutely floors me. The how pristine it is and how precise she is with her artwork. So, not trying to downplay the two boys because they have had fabulous athletic endeavors in their lives as well. But quite fun following your family, your kids.
She's got a gift, that's for sure.
So let's flash back to Dryden as a kid. What are some of your local memories of hockey in Dryden, whether it's players or coaches or other volunteers, just some memories of your time in Dryden?
Yeah, I think it was a great place to grow up, a great place to play hockey. Whether we were playing in our driveway or playing out on the road, St. Charles Street, or going up to Buffalo Ring, or then going to Dryden Arena. We were doing something that revolved around the game of hockey, and then as we all kind of grew up, my brother went to play in Kenora. I obviously played high school, and a lot of our friends, I guess, kind of melded together. I was playing with older kids a lot, kind of growing up, so I needed to tough it up, but it probably helped my game and helped the way that I played to be playing against older, bigger, stronger kids.
I remember you as a 13-year-old coming to play on the team, and we had a couple of 21-year-olds on the team. So you can imagine, you could just imagine you as a 13-year-old going up against guys that are 8 years older than you. And I do remember you certainly held your own. So you were no slouch on the ice, that's for sure. And by the end of grade 10, we realized that you were on to bigger and better things. But, the coaches with the team, Terry Elwood and Rick Lindquist and myself, were very appreciative of what you brought to that team for those 2 years. It was pretty spectacular, actually.
I think, you just kind of touched on it, the coaching staff, obviously with older players, it can pose a bit of a challenge at times, but when you have quality coaches like yourself and Link and Terry, I think us in particular, because you worked with me a lot, just the time and the effort that you took to help harness my skill set and kind of my game, and work on little things, having played university hockey, things of that nature that you've done. I think as a 13, 14-year-old, you're kind of eyes wide open, just trying to learn and understand what's out there, and, have conversations about what that next level looks like. How do you figure out if you're ready, or how do you figure out if your game is good? I mean, you think you might be good enough, but you don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of things to compare yourself to. So, whenever we went on hockey championships or playing different teams, you try to compare yourself to certain players and see where you're at. You wonder where they are in their career arc and things like that. So it wasn't the easiest to figure out where your career is kind of headed, but I think when you get to play against, as you said, 20, 21-year-old players, you get from a strength perspective, you get a good understanding, and then we had some pretty good players that had gone on to play junior and then come back and were finishing high school and just wanted to play high school hockey. So at the time, I think a very good league for me to play as a young player to figure out my game, and obviously a lot of the players that we played against in Kenora and Fort Francis went on to play with my brother Thunder Bay with the Flyers and went on to play down south where I was. So I think it was a great place for me to learn and find my trade.
And I have to say, you mentioned the conversations that we had back then. And I know I've mentioned this in the past. You held your own physically. You had the vision on the ice. All of that was there. But the part in the conversations that I had with you, and I talked to Terry and Linker about this, was how mature you were and how much knowledge you had about the game. As a 13, 14-year-old, the conversations that we would have, and they would extend into deeper and deeper play or team play, individual play. I was floored at how prepared you were mentally as well as the physical part of the game. So it was really neat to see where you were at that point in time. And then, of course, when you went to Stratford, went to the Petes, and then on into the NHL, the growth for me, it was just fun to watch you mature as a hockey player, and boy did you ever. It was pretty cool to see. So that kind of segues into our last question here, Chris, and it's what skills have you taken from your hockey bag to help you be as successful as you are and have been in your life?
A couple things. I think first and foremost, work ethic.
Oh yeah.
And the ability to understand that failure is fine, whether it's being cut from a team, making a mistake on the ice, whatever it is, we all fail in some facet of life. It's a matter of dusting yourself off, putting into work to figure out what went wrong and fixing it, and then moving on.
Yeah.
It's if we always quit every time we fail, then nobody would do anything. I think everybody sees the end result, and you see the Michael Jordan, the Kobe Bryant, and all the rest of that, and later on you hear of the lore of their work ethic and how competitive they were and things like that. I think life after, I see a lot of athletes when they're done playing, stop working out, they just want to do nothing.
Yeah.
And when I've talked to even a lot of my older mentors and on the business side, the first thing they do is you got to stay engaged, you got to be active, you've got to use your mind and stay, whether it's in the game or that you love and played, or whether it's business or what have you have to be motivated to continually push yourself in some direction because you're so competitive and have that drive to succeed and want to be excellent at whatever you're doing. And so for me, it was a matter of finding a new passion, finding something that I really wanted to invest my time in, invest my, whether it's money, time, whatever it is, you have to really have a passion for whatever you're doing, and then you can't dip a toe in. You have to be able to push your chips in and be invested in what you're doing and really strive to be the best at whatever it is you're doing. And you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have your struggles, just like anything in life. It's not going to come away. And so I think a lot of athletes struggle with that part because they were so good. They forget all the hard work that they put in to get to where they are.
Exactly.
And some are naturally gifted, but you still have to hone and train and do all these things that allow you to be great. And that does not stop at sports. It permeates throughout your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's your family, your business, what have you. It's excelling in everything that you do.
What I'm seeing here is an enthusiasm for living and wanting to be the best that you can be. And you've certainly done that over the years. And as I say, I've been watching you and following you on social network, and I see the exact same in retirement from hockey, moving into the second portion of your life. So it's wonderful to see that kind of motivation and enthusiasm. So for this, Dryden thanks you. I thank you. It's good to see you again, even via social media. It's been a while, but it's really good to see what you're doing with your life and how you're impacting on other people.
Thank you. I appreciate it.